My name is Eric Matkins. I'm Senior Director of Housing for the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis. And at the event, my main expectation was the networking aspect. So it's a really good opportunity because, normally in St. Louis we work mostly with the housing organizations in St. Louis. But by coming to this event, we were able to meet people from Kansas City, Springfield, and some of the other areas in Missouri. So really it's the information sharing, contacts, like for instance, even contacts with different lenders and servicers. We were able to share some best practices and who to contact for escalation, for example. So really the networking, information sharing, that was the biggest thing for me.
I'm Mike Cherry. I'm President and CEO with Consumer Credit Counseling in Springfield, Missouri. And I came to the conference with a couple of expectations. One is to establish relationships with peers throughout the state that do the same thing, have the same expectations for helping people that we have in our own organization. And it's not something you can always do just on a local basis, so it requires kind of a broader effort. And that was one of the reasons I came. The other was for information, to find out what are other people doing that maybe we're not doing that we could instill down in our area that we could help more people.
Well, I think it's a really good groupthink situation, because I think that we can actually look at some of the problems, but I think in leaving here we actually looked at some solutions. So I think that's the most important aspect of this summit. We identified a lot of the problems, but I think collectively when we went back into our sessions, we were able to talk about some of the solutions and how we can actually resolve some of these problems with regards to foreclosure, financial education, residential lending, and those topics.
And as far as where do we go from here, we got a long road ahead of us in a recovery from the recession that we're in. The foreclosure situation is not going to get any better for some time, but I think we have some real competition out there with the scams and the people that are there to make a quick buck. And I think where we go from here is to really differentiate ourselves and our peers from those other people. Add some validity to what we do, whether that be getting endorsement from the Attorney General's office, or whether that be using public television or some way where scams can't get in there. It's easy, we can get on the internet, we can use the social media, but you've got your competition right next to you, and the scam artists can afford to have a lot bigger ad on a Twitter page or whatever than we do, and people are bound to click on their ad before they click on ours. So we need to have something with validity that we go from here, and that's kind of like a gold seal or stamp of approval, whether it be, as I say, public television, the Attorney General's office. We're doing a white paper on this whole situation, which needs to end up on the governor's desk, is what it really needs to be.